Yes. Okay. Hi. Like I said before the session started, I said I was anxious. So, still trying to like process and do a lot of things behind the scene here. So, let me just start by like sharing the screen. Just permit me to share the screen. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes, sure.
Yes.
Okay. Um, yeah. So I'm Caleb, and let me just go to yeah. So I'm going to talk about growing by creating open source projects. So I'm Caleb, and most of the times I refer to myself as the farmer. I don't like really go deep into all of that right now. So I am on the web. I do a lot of things around open source, front end engineering, CSS, Next.js most of the time. So this is basically how we're going to like doing it. So we have our map. I'm going to talk a bit about myself. So the out our map is just like sort of like an outline for us, so I don't end up lost, and so we can have like a proper pace. So I'll talk about myself. Why am I even giving this talk? Why open source? I made a mistake. It's a meme here. Oh shit, that was not supposed to be there. I forgot. Apologies. So then we move on to this particular section or topic. Tiny changes, remarkable results. Then to this other topic, be in the business of doing free work. Yeah, it's really important when you want to like begin to like take an approach of contributing to open source. Yeah, and move on to how better it is to actually get started now. Then onto the advantage of building the stuff that you yourself want to use, and where do we go from here? So this is me. No, not me. I'm not lying. This is me, not lying. So as I said before, I'm fascinated by everything on the web actually. So I most of the time I share my whatever it is that I'm learning on my blog. I don't know, most of the people that follow me see that I write often and share everything that I learn on my blog whenever I get the opportunity to. So at the beginning of this year, I started contributing actively to the core of Remotion. It's a tool that allows developers to be able to create videos in React, and this is all thanks for being in school. Recently, I started contributing to Remotion when I was in school, actually. So it was really difficult trying to like combine schoolwork and contributing to open source. So it's really crazy. It was time. It was really exhausting because I was having to like combine my final year thesis, projects, and a lot of other school thingies with open source. So this year, I think I've opened up to like 4 or 5 pull requests that have been merged onto Remotion. So and this is all thanks to not being in school because I can really focus on doing this thing that I love. You get so that's that about that. So why open source? Why am I even giving this talk? Well, if we're to be real with ourselves, I think everyone here must have experienced the in quotes, you need a job to get an experience, but no one wants to actually hire a junior or anyone with no experience. It's sort of like a paradox. You need a job to get an experience, but then people don't want to give you that job that will actually give you the opportunity to get that experience. And if you're like me, who actually struggle to find or think about front end projects to build for their portfolios, for my portfolio, then I think diving into OSS or open source software, contributing to open source software, should be a best bet. And not only would you even have like, not only would you have something to showcase on your resume, yes, you can have the projects that you're contributing to in your resume on LinkedIn. You can take a look at mine, for example. And doing this even gives you this sort of like confidence or a level of authority in the domain or the field that you are contributing to. Say you contribute to a particular project now, you're able to like talk about it, you're able to learn from that. You learn about collaborating with people, you learn about like building stuff with people, all those soft skills that we as engineers or software engineers we lack the most. So the major reason why I even like dived into open source was to be able to show something that I am doing, not just by contributing, but also building things that people want to use, but most especially things that I want to use. That I feel like, oh, it's nice to just put keep it out there so that people can find something. If it is helpful for them or it is helpful for them, they can make use of it. So that's like the reason why I'm in open source, like a basic reason, by the way. So I don't know if this is too fast. Okay. So tiny changes, remarkable results. I think this is a quote from Atomic Habits. I don't know if anybody has actually read that book. So why I'm using this headline here is because I remember listening to Unicode Developers Talk. That's around 2020, the first OSCA Fest. Yeah, I remember I was going back to school then, and it was really painful. Like not really, I couldn't attend. It was so sad. And then after the whole OSCA Fest, they uploaded the videos, and I get to like watch Prosper Demiwaz on talk. So the title of this talk was actually Tiny Changes Remarkable Results. So he found the quotes in Atomic Habits, a book by James Clear. And ever since that talk, actually, around March 2020, yeah, I think I clearly dreamt about contributing to open source. Yes, I dreamt about contributing to open source after I listened to Prosper. After I listened to Prosper's talk. So yes, that's what listening to Prosper tell me what can actually do to you. You get this sort of vibe from nowhere. Immediately you see yourself becoming an evangelist of the things he talked about. It's really crazy. Like I could not like I couldn't think of anything else. All I could talk about was open source this, open source that. Though I didn't do shit. I'm not supposed to use that word. Like I didn't really do I didn't really do much of what's it called? I didn't really put more action into my talk. Then I was just talking. I wasn't walking my talk. You understand? So I did not really start contributing to open source projects immediately after the talk. I was still fantasizing about how I've built packages that are being used by thousands of people. It wasn't until around like late September that I made my first contribution to an open source project. It was a less based project. I don't know if you guys, some of my front end guys, they would have heard of less. It's like a CSS preprocessor. You know how we have SAS, we have SCSS, and we can do a lot of cool things with them. So less was like a thing then. So around 2020. So the project was a less based project. It was all about CSS, where we create buttons, variations of buttons that you can use like immediately in your project, not in React, just like in your vanilla JS project. So I had literally no idea of what I was doing then. I had no idea. I was just, let me just do this because, oh, Unicode developer said, yeah, contribute to open source, do this, do that. And I was like, vibe to actually do that. I had no idea of how to use less. I just know that it is still CSS. We are still like compiling it down to like what the browser can understand. I dived into it. To cut the long story short, I became a top contributor to the project. I'm going to share the link to the project so you can take it. I think um, the maintainer archived the project because she could not maintain it because of her job. So I became a top contributor to that project, and it sort of opened an opportunity to work with the maintainer when she started working at a new company, Medusa. I don't know if you guys have heard of Medusa JS. So she reached out to me to come contribute to her docs for, Nigerian school happened. So I couldn't really do a lot of stuff. And that's like sort of like the benefit of even going into open source, trying to like be a part of this sort of community. Yes. And one more thing, my talk is not just about you, like forcing you to want to contribute to open source. So it's just like a high opener to this ecosystem entirely. So it's not entirely compulsory that you start contributing to open source software. It's not mandatory. You can decide not to go into it. It's absolutely fine. But if you want to contribute to open source, you should actually start now. There's no point procrastinating. There's no point listening to like naysayers on Twitter giving you amount of things you need to know, this and that. Uh, don't do this, don't do that. You have to know this, you have to know that before you go into open source. If you want to go into open source contribution, you have to start from now. Yeah, this is like the this is like the major problem we have as developers, as people, and in general, we have a lot of excuses. And I know that you have a lot of excuses. So, but hold on a little bit, just calm down, okay? Could it be like I made research about some things that probably could be be the reason why you don't want to like go to open source. So then the next slide. So could it be that you don't even know what to contribute? You don't know what to like write about. You don't know how to like, actually write code. And to be honest, contributing to open source is not just code related. You don't necessarily have to like write code. You understand? You don't even know how to contribute. Less of even like writing the code. So you question yourself, what kind of code? How would I even write the code that I want to like contribute? Or you have relationship issues. I think so. Yeah, you have relationship issues. So I don't know what to say about this second image. I honestly cannot relate. Well, I know that there are a lot of things that goes on in everybody's lives, and we use them as this excuse. I honestly cannot relate, but I feel your pain, and I'm sorry. Like I always tell people, I don't want to like advocate for the don't do love stuff. Yeah, so this is not like the platform for that. Or you're scared of like your first PR being reviewed like it is something that would actually send Homo sapiens to space. You get this. I know that a lot of people have encountered terrible like open source maintainers. The the way they give feedback is really painful. That you have to like even start questioning your choice of career. Am I even good at this? Is this even? Am I even worth this thing that I am doing? You begin to have this sort of like self doubt, or you realize that you actually have like a lot of problems to face, either as a boy or a girl, than contributing to open source. Then you dropped the whole open source stuff and be like, well, this is not for me. I'm just gonna like find something that is better. You understand? But then that's not all we're here for. These are just like some of the things that I think could be like an excuse. So one other thing that could be like a caveat for you to even want to go into open source, like it could be that you can have this like sort of mentality. There's no money in it. I'm not doing it. I don't do. And I'm like, what? Why are you like? What mentality that? Yeah, I understand that we've all been told to like go for it if money is our motivation to start something, and that's fine actually. It's absolutely fine. But to somehow get started in open source and grow, you need to be in the business of doing free work. There, I said it. If you're starting out in open source software, contributing to open source software, money should be like the last thing on your mind. Although this is my opinion, by the way, you should be ready to play the long term and commit it into the hands of compound interest. I think so. Like this is a quote from Albert Einstein. It's like compound interest, like the seventh wonder or the eighth wonder of the world. I can't really wrap my head around it. So when you begin to offer value to the project you are contributing to, in no time you begin to get compensated for your time. Platforms like Algora, Bitcoin, issue hunts, they allow maintainers or organizations to tip or pay people who contribute to their projects. And thankfully, innovations like Open Collective, we have GitHub sponsors, they allow maintainers to be appreciated for their work. Because it is really important. Although this is like as you go on in your whole journey of contributing to open source. Like last month, I think there was this outrage on Twitter when the core maintainer of Core.js like he wrote a very long piece of how open source is like having a problem. Like open source software, the whole ecosystem of open source is having an issue. So he wrote about like his experience of how he was really at the point of like death. Not like I won't say death
Um, can you hear me? Or is it my network?
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay. I think it's from him. Let's show. Let's give him like some few minutes, seconds to like get his network back.
Where did you guys lose me?
Uh, just about ah, I think you okay. You didn't know like the network had issues. I think
Yes.
okay. Maybe you reshare your screen, then I'll like
Okay. I'll do
I
that.
think we lost you at the point you were talking about the maintainer of core JS or something like that.
yes, exactly.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Cool. Let me do that. Go back. Wow. I'm so sorry. What? And I've been talking for so long. Just give me a couple of seconds, please. So here, right?
Oh, we can't see your screen yet.
Oh wow.
Okay, we can see it.
Okay. Just all right. So this is where I was, right?
I don't think so. I
I
think
can't really recall the slide, but you were at a point where you were talking about people getting
yeah,
bad
this was
feedbacks
the
from some
slide.
maintainer.
Yeah, this was the slide.
Is this it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Something like this.
All right. I'm really sorry for that. Okay. So a lot of people like, yeah, if there's no money, they're not going to go into open source because why would I be putting all of my energy into things that people will not appreciate? Why would I put in so much of my energy into things that people would not even want to like recognize me for? You understand that kind of feeling? So just hold on, please. All right. So the core JS maintainer wrote about like his period that he faced because people were not really like ready to actually help him, not like help, sponsor the project because it takes a lot of energy putting whole your whole life into a particular project and then you're not getting like compensated for that. But there wouldn't be a problem if people were not actually using the package, you understand? But a lot of people, a lot of large organizations are using that package. They're using that tool, and it is bad for you to be using. Not like it is compulsory for you to actually pay for um that tool, but since you're making money off of it, so I think it's not actually good to do something like that when you're not ready to actually sponsor a particular project. So the next slide is like an excerpt of what he wrote about, like a summary. I have the link of the post itself at the end of the whole slide. So OSS is broken. At some point it is because let's face it, you have to like get paid for doing something. You have to like be supported. You have to be sponsored. You have to do this. You have to do that. So at a point in time. So if you guys, can you guys still see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you very much for that.
Yeah.
So yes. build the tool that you want to use, build that package, build for you, and share with people. If they find a need for it, they would definitely use it. That way, you've killed two birds with a stone. When you see that you've been using a particular function or doing one thing over and over and over again repeatedly, I think it is somehow time for you to share it with people. You may think that it could have been built by someone already, but you'll never know until you try to publish it or make yours better than the one available on the internet. And if you find out that the current tool has all the features that you may want to have to use, I think a good approach would be to think of ways you can share your ideas with the maintainers of that project, contribute to it, and grow from there. There's this quote I'm like I really like it. I discovered it recently because I read a book, Still Like an Artist, by Austin Kleon. So you have to do good work and share with people. So like it summarizes like the basis of open source entirely. Like you do something, you build something, you share with people. You understand? And sometimes you have to be boring to actually get stuff done. Yeah, I know you sometimes have to like seclude yourself, do the work that is actually important, do it and take out time to fix some things, build some things, and while you're building that, you're sharing with people, you're talking about it. These are quotes from the book that I read actually, Still Like an Artist. I'm mentioning the name again. So it's one of the reasons why I'm so resolute about open source this year. You should read it also. I started preparing this slide yesterday, by the way. Ever since Joel informed me about like the whole idea of speaking. Imagine. So procrastination. Long story short, I started preparing the slide yesterday. So during that process, I figured that I needed to take a no, I figured I needed to take a screenshot. You'll see it in the next slide of my very first contribution to an open source project on GitHub. So I wanted to make the slide's background to correspond with that of the image. I had to open Chrome Developer Tools and copy the color code, then paste it in the slide's color picker. Then chaos ensued because that dead feeling that makes you always irritated by the simplest of all tasks. I mean, come on, what's the stress in opening DevTools and toggle the element selector icon over on whatever element I need to overhaul and get the color code? No, I decided to like be the senior dev or just trouble myself. So I kept the slide up aside. I didn't do it again. I had to like create a new repository. I started writing vanilla JS after some research on some web APIs that I can use to actually extract colors with the get computed style API from a particular web page. So I set out to actually automate the process of building a color picker, a Chrome extension that allows you to get all the color codes that the website is currently using. Long story short, I actually suffered because it took me almost hours. What was hours? Close to like 4 or 5 hours to actually get that settled. I thought it was like a very simple idea. In the end, it was a straightforward one, but I went through stupid corners and doing stupid things. So what would have taken me at least 30 seconds to just copy and paste from DevTools, but then I needed to build for me because I don't want to always have to open DevTools whenever I need to copy some set of color codes. And it could be like a very good thing for me when I want to get inspiration from other people's websites. What are the color codes that they've used? How do they create this UI? How do they combine particular colors to get this and that? So but I needed to build for me first. Now that I've also shared with you, who knows, you may end up using it. Although listed the I listed the extension for review on the Chrome Web Store today. Hopefully it gets like it passes their review. But that's like the whole idea. I built the package, I built that tool that I want to use, and I'm sharing it with you. It's open source. You can pick the code, dismantle it, do whatever it is you want to do with it. But I've done it. It's, it's serving the purpose that I created it for, you know. So and it helped me. I've learned a lot while doing that, and that's one of the things about open source. You get to like learn so much about many things that you thought you wouldn't have been able to actually learn on a normal day if you were going through the normal routine. So this picture was just a representation of me today around 2 a.m. today because I thought I was done building the tool. I'm like, okay, let's just ship this thing. Then I realized I have to pay to use or to sign up for a developer account on Chrome. I'm like, what? Why do you have to like go through this stress after all the turmoils I've gone through? It was so painful. But then while I fold the build down, nobody sent me. I decided to like stress myself. But that's another story for another day. So it began. This was like my first contribution, like around I think this, if I can see it very clearly, it's around September 27th of the year 2020. I contributed to one open source project on GitHub, and from then the journey started. There isn't any exact or absolute time to start. You can start contributing to open source projects. So long as you have the basic know-how of how to like do git push and git pull, you don't have to like know how, you don't have to be a master of JavaScript, you don't have to be a master of CSS. So long as you can understand like the basis of the version control system that GitHub uses, which is Git, I think you should be good to go. The rest you'd just pick up along the way as you go. Because it's important to like not procrastinate as whenever you decide to actually go into
Hello?
open source. Just
Hello,
pick
boss. No
whatever
worry,
you
no
want to
worry.
do,
I don't
pick it
read.
up, build something, and find a background or a balance. Yeah, what's background? A balance. The rest will be easy peasy. So since the whole September 20 something escapade, I've been doing a lot of valuable work at Remotion, and I'm so glad. I didn't think I would be able to like contribute to Remotion because it has a very big, a huge code base. Like it's so huge. Like I think there was a pull request I fixed actually, or yeah, an issue I fixed that like was related to fixing the JS documentation with by writing definitions for function signatures so that the developer experience of people that are using Remotion is going to like be really nice. You know how when you over on a function in VS Code and you get like details about the functions, the values that it returns. So I wrote like the function definitions for all these function signatures all through Remotion's core APIs. I think I made changes to over 120 plus APIs of Remotion. It was really tedious, but then it was nice. I got to like learn about that particular approach, the particular syntax of actually improving the developer experience of people. Worst case scenario, you wouldn't know what to do. You can search on Google. Hell, we even have Chat GPT now, like the era of AI is upon us. You can literally just talk to the robots or the bots and be like, oh, I have this particular thing that I'm facing. Could you help me refactor this? Could you do this? Could you walk me through this? And you never can tell, like it's a very helpful tool actually. So you really have like a lot we have like a lot of resources at our disposal. So it's like this is like even the best time to even contribute to open source. You pick up an issue you don't have any idea about, you research on how to actually do it, you're still stuck, pick it up, find out another alternative, reach out to people, go to Stack Overflow, go to Google, go to Chat GPT, do whatever it is that would actually even help you understand the issue and how you can provide a fix for it. The maintainers are always there to offer help. You understand? At least most of the ones I know. Um, Johnny Bogger, the maintainer of Remotion, is like an exceptional maintainer by the way. Very always ready to help, like always ready to like walk you through. I think one of the reasons why I'm even so happy to even contribute to Remotion is the way Johnny is able to like even help you. There's sometimes when I started control, I'm like, I don't actually know how to do this. Can you walk me through? Can you walk me through the file system? How do I navigate through this thing? How do I achieve this? Can you give me ideas? So be always open to like ask questions. Worst case scenario, you'd you just be ignored or you get an answer. So go for it. Okay, sorry. Please don't go. One more slide. So I think it's like we're getting close to the end of the talk. We're getting close to the end of the. Yeah. So where do you go from here? Um, Sometimes you may find it difficult to like even contribute to projects. How do I even contribute to a particular project? How do I get notified about things? Like how do I watch these changes? So I think this function is even available on GitHub. You can literally go to a repository, watch that repository. So whenever there's a change, whenever there's an issue, you're updated immediately. You get to see what that repository needs. You get to see what needs to be fixed. You get to see the latest issue. You get to see the latest releases. You get to see a lot of things about that repository. You can go to any repo. You see, I think it's beside the fork button. You can click on it to watch it. So whenever there's a change, whenever there's a push, you get notified about that repo. So I think it was among one of the tips that Unicode developer shared when he was talking about tiny changes remarkable result. Like you had to watch a lot of repos to properly understand. So you see him receiving a lot of mails. At the point, I also started receiving so many mails. I think they were like really important mails that my mail started getting like clogged up because I was watching so many repositories at that time that I would love to actually contribute to. But then I had to stop it because yeah, it was really getting annoying. I had to move most of them to the spam folder. To to contribute to open source, there's a lot of resources that you can actually like focus on. For my folks that are really in for the money, you can go to platforms like Algora. The links are there after this talk. The link to the slide I'll share with you guys. If you go to Algora, you see some issues that are listed for bounties. As bounties, you can earn for completing those, for fixing those issues by submitting a pull request. You can go to issue once. I've used issue once at a particular time. They use PayPal to pay people. But I think Algora uses what's it called? Algora uses Stripe. Yes, Stripe. So you connect your Nigerian account, or if you have all these virtual bank accounts that you can receive payments in dollars or whatever currency, you can connect it. Then you can go to Gitcoin, search for bounties that you can contribute to. There are repositories here. I would recommend getting started with Made in Nigeria. It's a really nice project that Adewale Eskid, yeah, that's the username. So yeah, he created like a list of projects that you can actually that are built by Nigerians. You can browse through that project and find anything that you want to contribute to there. A lot of projects are listed there. Like because I had to like I was watching Made in Nigeria. I still watch the repository. I used to see Emmanuel Oloke's contribution to the project. I'm like always like really inspired by the kind of work that he does, creating like so many components. I think they're working on the blog and they're improving the UI of Made in Nigeria dev by the way. So Emmanuel Loke's contribution has been so like inspiring to like even look at like if I had so much time on my hands and I've really contributed to this. But then you also have to like figure out that you don't necessarily have to like contribute to thousands of projects. You pick a particular project, sit with that particular project, understand the dynamics of that project and grow from there. You get. So I think that this is where I'm going to stop. So thank you for listening to my talk, my rants, and everything. So it was really nice catching up with you guys. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you very, very much. Thank you very, very much. Like the session was calm and informative. Oh, sorry. So it's calm and informative, filled with like a lot of information. And like thank you very much for this amazing session. Um
You're welcome.
Definitely there will be a lot of questions, and like this is like the time to ask questions. We still have like about um 13 minutes, and yeah, so if you have any question you can raise up your hand and I'm going to call like in sequence, or you can type your question in the chat section. So Lawrence, like you can ask your question.
Okay, good evening, everybody. So I have a question to like Caleb. For Caleb, um, first I want to say thank you for this talk, and I have a question. So you said we should like build tools or packages you want to use. And so like my question now is, does it really have to be like a tool? Because I am at this point of my career where I am noticing some things. I'm more of a community person. I love to build stuffs that will help communities flourish. So like I want to ask a question now. So I'm building a site for a community in my school. And when I'm done, I know like one thing for sure, I won't have everything like contents, like the UI person I'm using is not even in my school. So because everybody is forming busy. So I'm sure when it starts to get useful for everybody, people want to help. So in that sense, like when I start getting people on board and I'm going to make open source because nobody's going to be paid, just for us to like get experience. Can we classify that as an open source project too? Can that be classified as an open source project?
Okay.
I don't know if you get my
Um,
question.
yeah, I get your question. I
Okay.
think so long as I think one of the bases of recognizing projects on GitHub is, or identifying projects that are open source on GitHub is when you have a license, and the fact that it is open for anybody to actually contribute to. You get. So long as
Okay.
anybody can contribute to it and you have a license. I do not want to like go into the complexities of licensing now because I myself don't really understand the whole idea behind it. I just use MIT license because like it grants anybody the access to use my code, do whatever they want to do with it. You get. So
Okay.
if you have a project and you're willing to like let anybody do whatever it is that they want to do with it, contribute to it to improve that project, yeah, I think we can consider it as an open source project, so long as it meets the requirements. Yeah, it should be.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, yeah, okay, yeah. Thank you very much. I don't know. Is there still any other question you can like type or you can like raise up your hand so that Caleb can answer the question? And Caleb mentioned that he had a blog. I sent the link. I'm going to resend all the links. He mentioned he had a blog. He mentioned tiny changes, remarkable results. I was at Oscar Fest
Out.
then. Prosper Temiwa spoke, and like this, I pasted this, the link to like the, you can watch it. It's very very interactive and very fun to watch, and you will learn a lot.
Yeah.
You'll be inspired and motivated because all of us in the hall that day we were just watch the video. Yeah, so these are two very important links actually. The you can and I said I was going to send the link to the Oscar Discord server, the general Discord server. I'm going to open my Discord. I'm going to send that. But like, if you have any question, please like this is the best time to like ask your questions. And also, I'm going to like send the link to Caleb Olojo's Twitter handle. I don't know how fast he answers DMs. I don't really advise you to, but like, you can always shoot your shots. So
Thank you for that.
yes, so and you can follow him. I got to know he contributes to open source, like through his posts on LinkedIn. I think he posted a package for Next.js, and I saw the charts on NPM, and I'm like,
Yeah.
wow, 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 and yeah, so I actually like got, so immediately I knew I was going to like immediately like it came to our mind I was going to organize an event around open source project. I'm like, yeah, let me not waste my time. Let me just talk to him and like ASAP. Oga boss accepted. So like
Okay.
yeah, and like that's the idea of, I think it was during the Oscar event. Somebody also spoke on like nobody knows a is it an hidden genius, something like that. So always like push out your work. You build a package, don't just leave it on your system, like push it out, like
Exactly.
let people like know that you exist, something like that. Yeah, so if you have any other question before we like round up, I'm trying to like get the link ASAP to share. Okay, so that's the link to the Discord server. If you are like RSVP'd, I'm going to send all these links to your mail, and I'm going to upload this. This session is recorded. I'm going to upload to YouTube like within the next 1 hour, and send the links to as many people as need the links. So I guess there's no more questions. So thank you very much for joining this session. I don't know if Caleb, if you still have any other thing to say, boss.
No, no, nothing in that. Like, thank you for the opportunity once again.
Yes, yes, thank you very much. Yeah, I said no one knows a
No, no,
silent
yes,
genius. Yes,
yeah.
yes, it was said by this guy, Dominion, something like during the last Oscar Fest, yeah. And also, the next Oscar Fest is in June, Lagos. I think June 15th to 17th. So you should try to like
Eh,
attend, yeah. So thank you very much for joining this session.
thank
Thank you.
you,
I think,
thank you, everyone. Thank you.
yeah, thank you
All
very much.
right, so I can leave, yeah?
Yeah, we can all leave. Thank you very much, everyone.
All right, thank you so much. Bye.
Bye. Well, I don't go. Like.